Welcome, listeners, to another electrifying episode of Pyuncut, the podcast where we dive deep into the lives of the most fascinating, boundary-pushing individuals who've shaped our world. I'm your host, and today we're talking about a man who's quite literally reaching for the stars, Elon Musk. Whether you know him as the visionary behind Tesla, the mastermind of SpaceX, or the guy who's always stirring up a storm on social media, there's no denying that Elon Musk is one of the most polarizing and innovative figures of our time. So, grab a cup of coffee, or maybe a Tesla-branded energy drink, if that's your vibe, and let's unpack the life of a man who's redefining what's possible. Let's start at the beginning, in a place far from the Silicon Valley spotlight. Elon Reeve Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa. Growing up in the apartheid-era South Africa wasn't exactly a walk in the park. His father, Errol Musk, was an electromechanical engineer, and his mother, Maye Musk, was a model and dietitian. Elon was the eldest of 3 siblings, with a younger brother, Kimbal, and a sister, Tosca. From the outside, it might have looked like a comfortable middle-class upbringing, but there were cracks beneath the surface. Elon's parents divorced when he was young, and he's been pretty candid about his strained relationship with his father, describing him as a difficult and emotionally distant figure. But even as a kid, Elon was different. He was a dreamer, a thinker, a kid who'd lose himself in books and ideas. By the age of 10, he was already teaching himself how to code on a Commodore VIC-20 computer, a clunky early machine that most of us wouldn't even know how to turn on today. At 12, he created a video game called Blastar, a space-themed shooter, and sold it to a computer magazine for about $500. Think about that for a second, a 12-year-old coding a game and selling it. That wasn't just a kid messing around. That was a glimpse of the relentless drive and curiosity that would define Elon Musk's life. Life in South Africa, though, wasn't where Elon saw his future. At 17, he made a bold move. He left home, dodging mandatory military service under the apartheid regime, and headed to Canada, where his mother had family ties. He enrolled at Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, but his eyes were already set on something bigger. After 2 years, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States, earning degrees in physics and economics. Why both? Because Elon wasn't just interested in one thing, he wanted to understand the laws of the universe and the systems that govern how we live. That dual perspective, science and business, would become the foundation for everything he'd build. Now let's fast forward to the mid-90s. The internet was just starting to take off, and Elon saw an opportunity. In 1995, with his brother Kimbal, he founded Zip2, a company that provided online city guides for newspapers. Think of it as an early version of Google Maps mixed with Yelp. It wasn't glamorous, but it was practical, and it worked. 4 years later, they sold Zip2 to Compaq for nearly $300 million. Elon's cut? About $22 million. Not bad for a first venture at 28 years old. But here's the thing about Elon, he didn't just take the money and retire to a beach somewhere. He doubled down. He saw the internet as a tool to revolutionize not just information, but money itself. That's how XCOM came to be. In 1999, Elon co-founded this online payment company with the vision of making financial transactions seamless in the digital age. If that name sounds familiar, it's because X.com eventually merged with another company and became PayPal, a name most of us know today. In 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion, and Elon walked away with over $100 million. Again, he could have stopped there. But stopping isn't in Elon Musk's vocabulary. He had bigger dreams, dreams that went beyond Earth, quite literally. Let's talk about SpaceX, because this is where Elon Musk starts to look less like a tech entrepreneur and more like a character out of a sci-fi novel. In 2002, with a chunk of his PayPal fortune, Elon founded Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, or SpaceX. His goal? To make space travel cheaper and, ultimately, to colonize Mars. Yeah, you heard that right, colonize Mars. Most people thought he was nuts. The aerospace industry was dominated by giants like Boeing and Lockheed Martin, not to mention government agencies like NASA. A private citizen taking on space travel? It sounded like a pipe dream. And honestly, the early days were rough. SpaceX's first 3 rocket launches failed. 3, each one a spectacular, fiery explosion of money and hope. Elon has admitted he was on the brink of bankruptcy, pouring every penny he had into keeping the company alive. But then, in 2008, the 4th launch of the Falcon 1 rocket succeeded. It was a turning point. SpaceX became the first privately funded company to send a rocket into orbit. And from there, the wins kept coming. They secured contracts with NASA to resupply the International Space Station. They developed reusable rockets, something no one thought was possible, dramatically cutting the cost of space travel. Today, SpaceX is not just a company. It's a symbol of what's possible when you refuse to give up. And let's not forget the Starship project, Elon's ambitious plan to build a spacecraft capable of carrying humans to Mars. He's dead serious about making humanity a multi-planetary species. Whether you think that's visionary or delusional, you can't ignore the audacity of it. While SpaceX was blasting off, Elon was also transforming another industry closer to home automotive. In 2004, he joined Tesla Motors as a lead investor and later became CEO. Tesla wasn't his brainchild. Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning founded it. But Elon's vision and leadership turned it into what it is today. When he came on board, electric cars were seen as slow, clunky, and uncool. Elon wanted to change that. He pushed for the Tesla Roadster, a sleek, high-performance electric sports car that debuted in 2008. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement. Electric could be sexy. Electric could be the future. Under Elon's watch, Tesla rolled out the Model S, Model 3, Model X, and Model Y, each one pushing the boundaries of design, technology, and sustainability. Today, Tesla isn't just a car company. It's a leader in clean energy, with solar products and massive battery projects like the Gigafactories. But it hasn't been all smooth sailing. Tesla has faced production delays, quality control issues, and financial struggles that nearly tanked the company more than once. Elon himself has admitted to sleeping on the factory floor during the Model 3 production crisis in 2018, working 120-hour weeks to keep things on track. That kind of grind isn't for the faint of heart. It's no wonder he's described Tesla as one of the hardest things he's ever done. And then there's the other stuff, because with Elon Musk, there's always more. In 2016, he founded Neuralink, a company working on brain-computer interface technology. The idea? To merge human brains with AI to treat neurological conditions, or, in the long term, enhance human cognition. It's the kind of thing that sounds straight out of a movie, and it's still in early stages. But if anyone can make it happen, it's probably Elon. He also started the Boring Company to tackle traffic congestion by building underground tunnels for high-speed transit. Oh, and let's not forget his role in popularizing Hyperloop, a concept for ultra-fast travel in vacuum tubes. The man doesn't just think outside the box. He builds a new box, then launches it into orbit. In 2022, Musk made a seismic move, acquiring Twitter for $44 billion. Rebranded to X in 2023, his goal was an everything app like WeChat. "I'm against censorship beyond the law," he declared, championing free speech. But changes, mass layoffs, relaxed content moderation, and paid verification via Twitter sparked backlash. Critics say X has become a hub for misinformation, Supporters see it as a free speech bastion. Advertisers fled, and X's value dropped. Yet Musk remains committed to its transformation tech policy. Pretoria. Perhaps his most unexpected chapter began in 2025. Musk became a senior advisor to President Donald Trump and de facto head of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, tasked with cutting federal waste Wikipedia. The government is a giant company that needs efficiency, he's argued. But his role is contentious. A 2025 poll showed 57% of Americans disapprove of his performance, citing conflicts of interest with his business's Washington Post. DOGE's cuts to programs and staff have fueled debates about public service impacts, yet Musk pushes forward, leveraging his business acumen. But for all his achievements, Elon Musk isn't without controversy. He's a lightning rod and he knows it. His unfiltered tweets have landed him in hot water more times than we can count, whether it's calling a British diver a pedo guy during the Thai cave rescue saga, or making off-the-cuff comments about Tesla's stock that led to SEC fines and lawsuits. He's been criticized for his labor practices at Tesla, with reports of grueling working conditions and anti-union behavior. And let's talk about his personal life for a moment. Elon has been married multiple times, has several children, including one famously named XAA12. Yes, that's real, and his relationships often play out in the public eye. He's not a polished cookie-cutter CEO. He's raw, sometimes abrasive, and unapologetically himself. To some, that's refreshing. To others, it's reckless. There's also the question of his mental and emotional toll. Elon has spoken openly about his struggles with stress and exhaustion, describing periods of intense loneliness and even hinting at symptoms of Asperger's syndrome, which he confirmed on Saturday Night Live in 2021. He's not a robot, even if his work ethic might suggest otherwise. He's human, with flaws and vulnerabilities. And I think that's what makes his story so compelling. He's not just a billionaire tech mogul. He's someone who's wrestled with self-doubt, failure, and the weight of his own ambitions. In 2025, with a net worth of $345 billion, he's the world's richest person, driven by Tesla and SpaceX Forbes. He's changed how we view space, energy, and communication. SpaceX reignites exploration dreams. Tesla accelerates sustainability. X reshapes discourse. But controversies, labor issues, unfiltered X posts, and political ties divide opinion. He's resilient, betting everything on visions others deem impossible. So, what do we make of Elon Musk's legacy? As I sit here recording this, it's clear that his impact is still unfolding. He's a man who's changed how we think about space, transportation, and technology. SpaceX has reignited humanity's passion for exploration, proving that private companies can do what was once the domain of superpowers. Tesla has accelerated the world's shift to sustainable energy, forcing traditional automakers to play catch-up. And through it all, Elon has inspired a generation of entrepreneurs to dream bigger, to take risks, to challenge the status quo. But his story isn't just about success. It's about resilience. It's about failing spectacularly and getting back up. It's about betting everything on a vision that most people call impossible. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. Elon Musk isn't just building companies. He's building a future. Will we live on Mars one day because of him? Will our brains connect to machines? I don't know. But I do know that he's asking the questions most of us wouldn't dare to ask. As we wrap up this episode of Pie Uncut, I want to leave you with this thought. Elon Musk's life is a reminder that the line between crazy and genius is razor thin. He's walked that line his entire career, and somehow he keeps pushing forward. So, what do you think? Is Elon Musk a hero, a madman, or something in between? Drop your thoughts on our socials. I can't wait to hear them. Until next time, keep dreaming big, keep pushing boundaries, and remember, the future isn't written yet. Thanks for tuning in to Pyuncut. See you in the next episode.